Hi everybody. Last night I was watching a documentary on Netflix about Jussie Smollett, the whole faking a hate crime thing, and most of the documentary is from beginning to end the story, and towards the end there is a couple investigative journalists who are like, "Hey, I don't think that the story that the Chicago Police Department is telling us is true," and I understand I understand why people don't trust the Chicago PD. It's like the LAPD. You don't trust a thing that they say, but they really go through the evidence that they have, and it's very hard to be like, well, why? And I understand, I understand the Chicago PD. They have a lot of shit against them, and I'm not advocating for them at all in any other case or context except for this one, because why would they fake this evidence? Because we all know cops are more than lenient with famous people, and you know, I mean, especially a show that filmed in Chicago. That's like the NYPD being really nice to Dick Wolf and their crew and stuff. So why would they fake evidence against a show that films in Chicago or that filmed in Chicago, someone who lives in Chicago and is like famous and like because they're trying to attract more famous people to their city, right? Why would they fake any of that? I don't understand. And the only real piece of evidence that they have is of a different video than we saw in any of the news clips, where it's an orange taxi sitting there, and two guys walk across the screen. It is in color. It is not in black and white. But the problem is, it's so pixelated, even though it is in color and it is very close. You can see the guy very clearly in the thing, obviously because he's sitting still in the taxi. But when someone's walking by a camera like that, it's very hard to see their face. And I don't think it was the two brothers that were on Empire. They said that they were paid by Jussie. Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. But the two guys on that, at least the one guy without any face coverings on, was very clearly not either of them. But it did look like a black man. But they're trying to tell me that it's a white guy. I'm around white people a lot. It did not look like that. But again, it's also very pixelated. It's hard to tell. I don't want to believe that Jussie Smollett paid people to beat him up. Maybe he didn't. Maybe they did beat him up for no reason. Who knows? But I don't know. It's just there wasn't enough evidence on the other side to be like, wow, okay, the CPD lied, and they bring up the chief, I think it was chief of police or whatever, and how he got fired for being drunk in in a car on a road. They didn't really say what road, so I don't know where it was exactly. But like, I don't know. Like, it's just that does that do any does it do with anything? I mean, maybe, I don't know. But it's like, if you're gonna do something like that, and I completely understand why you would do that. If you're gonna do something like that, you have to have solid proof. And I understand the CPD did not have solid proof. They just had the two. Well, they had the two guys, and then they had. I think the most damning thing was the Uber receipt, the rideshare receipt, because I think it was Uber, because they had the name of the guy, of one of the guys, Ola. So it's like, okay, well, they're in the area, so what's up with that? But like I said, maybe they didn't pay him. Maybe they were upset, or maybe this was like a way to get their name out there or something, to get more acting credits. Maybe, I don't know. But again, they didn't have any proof on their side to disprove the story. And especially for an independent journalist, an investigative journalist who seems very credible, the evidence that they provided. Now, this could not be on them. This could be on the people who made the documentary. I don't know, because they did not show anything besides this one clip of this one security cam. But I mean, if you watch, I definitely watch it. I already forgot what it's called. I just watched it last night, but it's on Netflix about Jussie Smollet. Hey, sorry, Crypto decided to bark at nothing. Definitely check it out. But it's like you're gonna have to with something like that. You're gonna have some very hard proof. And yes, I know that if you watch the documentary, there's two other people that came out and said during the whole thing, during the investigation, they're like, hey, yeah, I saw these two white guys down there too, and one of them ran past me, and I shot a light in his eyes. The security guard at the Sheridan was like, yeah, I shot a light in his eyes. They looked white. That could be the flashlight. It could be lots of things. I don't know, but what it's not is hard proof. And I'm sure I'm going to get dragged for this. That's not hard proof. And I'm sorry for that.